What up? Welcome back to some more downrange gaming. And if you're new to the channel, if you just found this video, basically what I'm doing is playing a bunch of video games and talking about my whole experience in the military, the whole 6 years. And I'm just telling stories about what happened. Right now, I'm on boot camp. I still haven't got through all boot camp stories. This would be number 4. So there's 3 other ones. If you wanted to check them out too, I'll put annotations. So, also, I noticed I've been reading all your guys' comments. 100% I've been reading comments, and I read a lot of questions that you want me to talk about, which I'll jump into this commentary. And I was thinking, like, 30,000 people have been watching these commentaries. That's a ton of people. It takes about like 10,000 favorites to get on the homepage. And I think if we could do this as a team and get some downrange gaming on the homepage, how dope fresh this would that be, son? So it takes 2 seconds. Just click the little favorites button. That's it. And also, I've been reading the comments, and I don't know how you guys learned about this. I don't remember talking about it in a vlog. I probably talked about it on maybe Blog TV or something. But I did get married once when I was stationed in Louisiana. That is, I know it's a good story, and I'm sure you want to hear about it. So, if you want to hear about that story in the next video and not wait for me to get all the way through boot camp, police academy, and get to my first base, I will do it in the next video. So if you can get this video on the homepage. So if you get this video on the homepage by favorited, the story will be next. I know I'm sounding like a front page whore, but that's what you got to do in this YouTube hustle. Straight up. You got to get on that homepage. And I could tell that you guys like the content, so the content is worthy of the homepage. If you think the content is worthy of the homepage, hit the favorites button. If not, just keep listening. Okay, so let's jump into this boot camp stuff. I've been reading your questions in the comments, and you want to hear about PT. If you don't know what PT is, it's physical training. In boot camp, you would do it every morning except for Sunday, because Sunday was a free day. Well, not a free day, but Sunday was a day for the TIs to just chill for a minute and let you go to church. So, I mean, if you didn't go to church, then the TIs would still get on you. But if you did, it was like a little freedom. Just hit up church. Anyways, about PT. So we do it every day except Sunday, and it would alternate. So one day would be straight running. The other day would be like push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, like all this crazy weird stuff. We even did something called like the Frankenstein, where you would put your arms out straight and like lift your knees, but you do it like for like ever until your arms would be shaking, and you know you can't stop. The TIs will flip out on you. And running, oh gosh, I'm not a runner. That's one thing I'm definitely not, is a runner. And when you would run in boot camp, they would do it like this. It put you in like little groups of, I don't know how many trainees it would be, but it'd be a good amount. And you would run in like a formation, like a line, everyone behind each other. And the person in the very back of the line had to sprint to the front of the line as everybody's running. You know, we're still jogging, but one person had to sprint in the back. So it was like a domino effect. The back person would run to the front, you'd put your arm up, and you go, last trainee up. And then the next person has to run up. It was nonstop. So you were constantly like sprinting every couple of, distance until it got to your turn. That sucked. I flippin' hated that. I hate running. I got flat feet, but you can't get into the military with flat feet. I kind of like hid it from them, and I would get shin splits, but I just had to do it, man. I would just do it. I was throwing up all the time, like puking while I was running, like put my face off to the side. I remember it was one time I was like, I had to stop and puke. Like I jumped out of formation, I start puking, like my guts up, blah blah, and like the TI runs over me. What the F are you doing? Trying to get the F back in? I'm like, I'm throwing up. I don't give a fuck. Get in there. I'm like, oh shit, you know. It was like, about the military is like they just push you to your limit. Oh, what I forgot was, I didn't tell you what time we had to wake up for PT every morning. We had to be up around, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 4:30, 5 a.m., something like that. But I just know when we got outside, it was still nighttime. And the way they woke us up was the most annoying thing in the world. They would play this song called Reveille, and it would go like this. Here, I got a little sound clip of it. And they would play it on a loudspeaker, so you'd hear it. And you would hear that at 4:30 a.m. It's about like 30 seconds long, I think. But when you heard that, the lights would flick on. Everyone's like, get up, get up, get up. You'd have to put your PT gear on, even though I'd wear my PT gear to bed. But you had to be outside in formation before the song was over. It was So it was like 4:30 a.m. and you're in a deep sleep because you barely get any sleep at boot camp. So you run outside. Oh my God, I hated that song after the end of boot camp. That song would haunt my dreams. Once they get you lined up outside, they would like do like a roll call, make sure everyone's there. And then they'd make us sing the Air Force song. Now, I haven't thought about it. Let me see if I could still sit. We'd have to sing. We'd go outside and sing. It was so weird. So let me think I can remember the song and go. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sun. Oh, shit, I can't remember the rest. High into the sun. Down we go. Da-da-da-da-da. Hurry. Shed 'em boys, give 'em the guns. Oh, I can't remember the rest of the song. Damn. But we'd sing that song. I'm surprised I forgot it because I had to sing it every morning. But I was like, oh, we got to sing this stupid song now, and then we'd go do PT. I know it sounds really lame and all we'd sing in boot camp, but they made us do some weird stuff. I just Googled it, the Air Force song, and we did the first verse. We didn't do the whole song, so like, look it up on YouTube, Air Force song, and you'll see it's pretty funny. You'll know all the words. You'll see how I messed up too. Okay, so moving along, I want to talk about how the TIs would just degrade you, like make you feel like crap, and how they would mess with you. So the TIs really had it out for me. They always seemed like they'd pick me out to do something. Like, airman, or not airman, because I'll still train you. You get called an airman when you get into like the 7th or 8th week of boot camp. But following up to that point, you're still a trainee. And I think boot camp, it was like 9 weeks, 10 weeks. I don't know, but there was 0 week. They like lie to you about how long it is. I can't remember. I think it's changed too. It's more now. But they would mess with you, and they'd always pick on me, and they would call you a trainee before you got to the end. And I remember one instance where like all formed up outside. We're always just in formation at attention, like trainee Welch over here, get over here. And I run over. He's at the water fountain, and he's like, stick your finger out. And I'm like, what? And he like takes his hat off. You know how TI's got that big like circular hat. I don't know, if you look it up, you'll see what like drill instructors have, that crazy looking hat. He takes his hat off and hangs it on my finger, and then takes a sip of water from the water fountain, and then takes his hat off my finger and puts it back on his head, and like said some smart ass comment. How did it feel to hold the force in your hand, or some shit? I don't know. He did some smart ass comment. And like, fall back in formation. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I just kept thinking like, these dudes are assholes. But that's what they just, some people, like some of the TIs took advantage. And another crazy thing a TI did in the dorm that he got in trouble for, because one, they're not allowed to touch you. Like they can't hurt you or punch you or whatever, but they can get right up in your face. They usually will get so close to your face, like the dude's hat, when I was talking about that brim, will be poking you in the forehead, like boom, boom, and he's screaming in your face about something, whatever. But they're not allowed to touch you. So I remember the TI got really freaking pissed at one of the trainees. Like they were making us like wax the floors or something, or buff the floors. I don't know if you've ever seen those big buffing machines or big metal machines that like buff the floor. He wrapped the cord around a trainee's neck and threw it over the second floor like balcony, like, well, not the balcony, like out the window. He like threw it out. He knew the cord was long enough not to choke him out, but he wanted to scare him. And he threw it over the wind. I can't remember, was it a window? He threw it out a window. It was an open area, and it fell down. And I don't know how it got back to his higher ups, but he got in big trouble because he was missing for a while, and we all thought like, oh, he got in trouble for that, because I think their higher ups were called like blue ropes, and I think they saw the thing on the ground broke, and I don't know, but I thought that was crazy. He wraps a wire around his neck. That same TI like that wasn't our main TI. It was the TI like sometimes they would swap around different TIs. He actually yoked me up once too by my dog tags, like choked me up because my dog tags were hanging out my uniform. Like you're not supposed to have your dog tags out. And he like yoked me up and like strangled me a little bit with my dog tags. But that's just some of the stuff that they were doing. But they're not allowed to hit you or nothing, but they're doing stuff anyways. So I'm going to get in a little bit about like how we had to keep our gear and our stuff and our wall lockers. Everything had to be set a certain way. Like the TIs taught us on the way it has to be, and then you had to keep it that way. And it was like so crazy on how detailed it was. Like your toothbrush had to be placed 4 inches from your bar of soap, which is 3 inches to your razor that's positioned this way, and your socks folded this way, your t-shirt folded that way. I don't know, but your locker had to look like that every like all the time. You couldn't like, so if you wanted to get a shirt and wear it, you had to make sure your other shirt in there was perfectly folded the way they wanted. So with that happening, like your socks and your other uniforms, like I would live, like a lot of us did, we'd live out of our laundry bag. So we wouldn't like mess with our stuff that we had presented, because the TIs would just go inspect randomly without you even knowing, you know, and if he finds it's messed up, like the whole flight would suffer. So if you mess up, we all suffer. Like, and he would just do something messed up. So like for one, our socks couldn't have, we had like these wool socks that couldn't have any little fuzz balls on them. So we'd be literally shaving them. We'd shave our socks, and our like clothes on hangers, like our uniforms that we weren't wearing that were in the wall locker, had to be so many centimeters apart with the hangers. I don't know, it was crazy. So like I said, we'd live out of our laundry bags. So you would look down the dorm and everyone's laundry bag is like humongous, like stuffed with clothes, because we didn't want to have to deal with it. We just set it, and like the TI would figure it out, and he'd flip out. He would just ruin everyone's locker when we're not there. He'd go in and just destroy everyone's locker. And we'd come back and we'd have to figure out what's our stuff, because we did write like our social security number and our initials on everything we had. So he would just throw it all in a big pile. He's like, you got 15 minutes to fix this, you know, and which is impossible. So we would fail, and then he would punish us. It was like nothing was ever good enough. It was crazy. And a funny story I remember is one of the TIs found like a balled up sock. You know how you like take your socks and you like ball them into two so they're together? If they find it like that in your laundry basket, anywhere, some trainee did it, and he like screams, yells at him, and he's like throwing them, and he's making the trainees run and dive on it like it's a frag. And if you don't know what a frag is a grenade. So he would yell like frag, and like if you ever see that and you'll see like a sock, you gotta run and dive on it. I don't know, just silly things that the TIs would make us do. Well, that pretty much wraps up this boot camp experience number 4. And this one was a little longer than all of them, so let me know if this was too long or if I got into. Just give me all your feedback in the comments. Like I said, I read all of them. Plus, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. This way you know when I upload a video. You'll know right away when you subscribe. And last, favorite. And if you want to hear the story about me being married early, before I go through everything else to get to that, I will do it in the next video if this video makes it on the homepage. So, yep, thanks again for checking out my video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.